Happy is 1-0 in the top right against XMG's Lilbow.
Yeah, and Lilbow spamming a lot at the start. High APM
Yeah,
there.
Happy's got some sick APM spam going on. I think he's using that.
Oh, it is Happy spamming, yeah.
Yeah, he's probably using that, like the rapid fire, like mining thing, just so that his SCVs all stay on one patch without moving around.
I've actually watched Happy play in person, and he's one of these guys at the start of the game. He's using like all of his fingers on the keyboard, like, and I mean everyone, not just like 1-2 spam, 1-2 spam. It's like the third finger, middle finger, your like pointy finger, and the like little finger. He's just spamming, just getting warmed up, and he uses a very old keyboard too.
Really?
Yeah, it's not a mechanical one, and I remember like asking him. I was with Todd, and Todd, in fact, it was Todd that asked. He's like, "Why don't you use the new keyboard?" Like, because he thought he'd be better with it. Like Todd was asking in that respect, and Happy just responded like, "There's no like keys that are as low as this." He didn't use a flat key keyboard, but the keys weren't as high as on a mechanical keyboard. He liked something that was just in between. But
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Happy, creature of habit. He's been using the same setup for a long time, and he's comfortable with it. And if he doesn't misclick and he micros as good as he does, then why not?
Yeah, can't fault him for that. Got to do what works. He's then a very, very good Terran player throughout pretty much all StarCraft too. This game, we are going to see what looks to be another Reaper opening from Happy. Nothing too mischievous going on in this game. Lilbow, nothing really crazy from him either. So one gas is the difference between this and his build last game, though.
Do you think Happy's going to go for an engineering block again? I think he might.
With just one gas, yeah, I think it's not a bad play.
I think it's the right move.
Like,
here.
I'm really 50-50 on this myself. Like, I don't always engineering bay block, but it's like sometimes it feels like it's a really good play if they only have one gas.
I actually don't do it enough. I skip out the SV scout a lot, actually. But you know, in a situation like this where you can, is he going to put up his CC very soon? I guess so he's going to try and block for as long as possible. And if he sees a zealot come down here, which a second probe, he can't put the engineering bay down. Yeah,
that's not going to work. So at the very least, he's still, you know, been a nuisance. That zealot actually did finish. The mothership core is on the way out now too. Ooh. No stalker though.
Do you know what's...
And the Reaper will run right into the zealot, it looks like.
The Reaper will run, yeah, and I'm glad that he brings that zealot back home, because if you're caught out in the open, that zealot can take a lot of damage from this single Reaper. And having a zealot on the map is kind of annoying. Like, upon having his probe at the expo, he was really banking on that guy making an engineering bay, and then having the zealot out to just cancel that very early on, because what purpose does the zealot serve at this point in time? Well, not at all, actually. I guess it's kind of like there to take a few shots from the Reaper, but what can he achieve? He can't really scare off the Reaper on his own, so you have to have the mothership core back at home anyway, and you have to wait for that Stalker. So, you know, that's already for Happy, kind of like, okay, I normally make an engineering bay. This guy's going to bank on me making an engineering bay. He made a zealot. Bam, that Nexus is a bit later, and it's also a useless unit for this period of time, so a little win for me.
Yeah, it's quite nice. Like, the most that you just, at this point, you're just looking to get information and build upon anything that you can. Twilight Council, though, for Lilbow. You've played him on the ladder, I assume, Ben. Is this, does he like blink? Is this like is he going to go mega blink or just like defensive blink?
Whenever I play Lilbow and he goes blink, I know to take Lilbow's blink very, very seriously. Because he likes to all in with it.
Ah, like, he's one of those.
Yeah, you can play a game, like, I don't really want to give away strategies too much, but you know, every Protoss has the ability to play macro blink or aggressive blink, but Lilbow, more often than not, he likes to go for the killing blow, and we saw that in a series against Daishi. So if they reveal things in this tournament, I'll let you know about it. But within regards to practice, I like to keep that a little bit private. But yeah, Lilbow is definitely a guy that if he knows that there's blood in the water, he is a shark. He will not give you the time of day to recuperate, and he will kill you. And the amount of times that these guys have played each other in Ladder 2, like, there's going to be things that we don't know that are happening in this game going on between these two guys. So a third gas being made, second and third gateway. Happy still doesn't know what tech he's against, so...
Yeah, well, he's taken one of his gases in his natural, and, you know, I guess, like, it's weird to say this, but, like, normally you want to obviously take all your gas so you can tech up really quickly. Now he starts the next one as the third one finishes, so... This doesn't have to be like a big all-in at all. I'm not getting that feeling.
No, I'm not getting that feeling either. Like with 4 gases in production, I'd imagine that we'd see something like a third Nexus, and then switching into fast Colossi with a lot of gateways with this kind of style.
No upgrade style?
No upgrade style. And I mean, this is one of the maps that we've seen Zest, like it is, I believe it is Zest build. This is a map where I've seen it executed most on. And with that Blink Stalker, he'll be able to threaten Happy quite a bit and make him play rather cautiously. Happy's done a lot of things that not confuse me necessarily, but the fact that he didn't build up missile turrets and he hasn't scouted anything in the main, like that's rather ballsy. And now we've seen 5 Stalkers on the map.
He's kind of assuming his opponent is playing like a standard, predictable way.
Yeah, now we've seen 5 Stalkers on the map. He has to assume, like, oh, this guy's probably gone Blink here. Like, and we'll see Blink finish very soon, so this Reaper will be dead. And then, so Happy's playing as nicely as he can with this Reaper, just kind of like goading his opponent. And now, third Nexus on the way for Lilbow. So, you know, I talked about, hey, what kind of player is Lilbow? He's the kind of guy that sees blood in the water and he'll go for it. And Happy's had to play so careful with that Reaper just to kind of like say to himself, oh, this guy, he's got Blink now. And he did get to see it, and now he's getting this Reaper into the Expo. Oh, this is big. So he's seen the Sentry follow-up. So now he knows he's not getting all end. That is important.
You know, the way that he went in, he actually did not see the... Well, those Stalkers were being a bit adventurous, but he also didn't see where the third base got taken either. And it's not what I would say is the... It doesn't feel like the usual place you want to take a third base versus a Terran, especially with these spawns.
No, and I think that's why he did it. So, I mean, if the Terran does get to your third base, regardless of where it is, it's probably game over at that point anyway. So what are the strengths of Lilbow's build? Well, he's going to have a lot of units out very, very soon. The weaknesses, though, he's going to have no upgrades. There's going to be a period of time when there's like 4 medevacs on the field, and that army gets very strong, that bio army. But right now, is Happy's army a scary army? You'd say yes against just Blink Stalkers at this point in time. But actually, this is the kind of time where Lilbow wants to take a fight. That Guardian Shield means so much. And if you can snipe down a couple of medevacs, and if you pick off those Marauders as well, bam, Happy's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and, you know, important things that we kind of talked about earlier, man, the lack of the upgrades. He's just going for all the tech plays, charge, thermal lance, getting those Colossi out. And I'm very interested to know whether or not he even takes the gases on his third base, because he could just use that third as a funnel to power out tons of Zealots and just try to smack him down when Colossus range is done. Like,
so we look at the harvest count. He's actually saturated that up a hell of a lot already. So Lilbow, he's really banked on this not getting like attacked at all, but even if it gets attacked at this point in time, he's got a photon overcharge ready. He's got some decently positioned like pylons and observers on the map, so he kind of knows where the army is, hence why he's positioned so promptly on that third base. And look, he's even brought his anti-drop hit squad over here with a lot of Stalkers, and Happy, upon seeing that, he's kind of like, oh, bugger. It's kind of
good observer placement, by the way, being able to see where these medevacs are going. As soon as he gets catches whiff, he's like, oh, he's coming to my main. Well, let me just bring my Stalkerinos back up here, and this is going to shut down any possible drop play that Happy could do.
I wouldn't be surprised if Lilbow doesn't sit on the edge with those Stalkers and he waits for those medevacs to commit, then really busts them out. But here,
it's good.
So he sees one Stalker and backs off, so Happy.
Yeah, that's a death trap right there, man.
Nice reaction time by Happy, though, to do that. Yeah, that's a photon overcharge for 1 Marine.
Maybe he was scared there were going to be a lot more behind him.
I guess so. I think he was just kind of like, oh, and there is a little squad ready to attack in over there. But if we look at the supplies, they're still relatively close. Happy's now got his third base rolling. He's getting +1 upgrades too, and this army is met by a couple of Colossi, so can't really do anything there.
But the drop does hit the main base, these Stalkers, of course. So like the thing is, like
that's
this
a lot of Stalkers.
Yeah, this Bioforce can still kill the Stalkers really, really fast. He just needs to make sure that he kills quite a few of the Stalkers before he has to leave, because once these Colossus show up, I think those Stalkers are just going to blink and kill the medevacs. But he's actually killing quite a few of these units.
That was a big, and it was a messy blink by Lilbow there. Like, he blinked every one of his units, not just like one Stalker at a time. He blinked everyone, and then taking up a upright engagement against your opponent, you're going to lose.
That also allowed Happy to evacuate. I think that was a really, really important drop for him. Keep in mind, Lilbow is still not taking the gas on that third base, so I'm kind of wondering what he's waiting for. Okay, well, I guess now he's going. Now he's going, and Happy's going to have a hell of a time defending against this push.
This is not an easy push to defend, and I mean, Happy's got some units on the left side which are kind of ready to deal like counter drops and stuff.
He needs to go back in and force this army home, or get them the hell home himself, and they're not going to make it home in time.
What does Lilbow have in his main base? Because he's just going for this.
Yeah, this is a very, very smart play. Happy's just basically forcing him. Now Lilbow has less time to make a decision. He's lost pretty much all the probes in his main, and he'll probably lose his main Nexus. Happy's getting all of his SCVs ready. All he needs to do is defend this push, and he's got it. Zealots are going to charge up the ramp. Keep in mind, these units have that +1 upgrades just for Happy, but Time Warp on this, Guardian Shield, and the Colossi. Actually, it felt like there were more Colossi than this. He's actually going to be able to hold this off, it seems.
Happy's holding this very well, and if we look at the main base of Lilbow, is he sniping those? Oh, there is a little squad here that will clean it up for Lilbow. Oh, gets that too. Colossi running forward into those Marines, though. It's falling very low. How did this trade go? Well, Happy's certainly ahead, and he's getting better upgrades. And also, if we look at the production tab, he was whipping out like 4 Marauders at a time. And Marauders with +1 upgrades, they're so good against unupgraded Protoss units. So now...
Yeah, they wreck everything. Not having armor upgrades on those Zealots really allows the Marauders to do a lot more than they otherwise would, that's for sure.
That was an insane counter drop by Happy, by the way. Like, very ballsy. He knew an army was marching at him, but...
It really felt like Lilbow's army was more powerful than it ended up being. Like, I kind of thought it would end up almost getting to like base trade level, but the units he sent back, I guess, was kind of what did it.
It was just a very weird engagement for Lilbow to take, I feel.
Yeah,
like,
moving up the ramp.
Like a few engagements have been weird. Like that, the fact that he held off that harass so badly, the initial drop, where and another drop again for Happy, and you know, you pick off this Nexus, you pick off those pylons that are powering all those gateways, and immediately, and look, he's focusing these pylons now.
Yeah, Cybernetic score is going to get picked out, so no more Stalkers, no more Sentries, and Lilbow's like, all right, round 2, baby, let's do it.
And I can't see this ending too well for Lilbow.
Mass unupgraded gateway units with all 3 Colossi there. Like, just a couple Colossi with this army. 2 of them are actually out here
chilling.
With no health. No health, by the way. So I guess he'll kill the 3rd base, which is nice.
That is nice, and I mean, this army actually gets to get away too, so he's used those...
He's brought all his workers out too, he's like, I will kill you.
So he used his fast, speedy units there to get away, such as the charge lots, the stalkers
yeah,
and stuff.
he didn't actually bring the Colossi with him.
But if we look back at home, the natural, like, he's taking damage constantly, and he just gets to clean up that army. In fact, this is kind of a nice trade by Lilbow.
Yeah.
Because, like, all of
this
I think
I think Happy's, like, only move now is to just send absolutely everything. These Vikings pick off 1 Colossus and retreat, but he's taking a lot of unnecessary hits from the Stalkers, and
those Stalkers, they are very, very flimsy.
Yeah, the thing is, once he gets the actual head-on engagement, like, these Zealots just die super quickly because there's no upgrades on this army. The next warping comes in, he's trying to use his economy, his ability to replenish forces to do it in, but man, Zealots dying that fast. This doesn't happen terribly often, and now all he can really do is warping gateway units to try to defend because all his tech and his main got killed.
Happy's mowing down his opponent right now.
Did he even rebuild his cybernetic score?
I don't believe he did. So
all he can warp in are Zealots. That's it. That's all he can do.
I mean, would you really want Stalkers at this point in time? I mean, he's already got quite a number. But yeah, GG. Well played by